Hello plant tubers! Today we are going to propagate Sansevieria, or commonly known as snake plants. So please stay tuned and watch the whole video. But before that, I will show you first on how I decorate my Sansevieria. And as you can see that there are different kinds of Sansevieria. So we have dwarf Sansevierias and some variegated Sansevierias. So during this pandemic, this Sansevieria become popular in our place. So I have find some ways decorate this Sansevieria. As you can see, we use some figurines and we have put some different kinds or some stones for decoration. And as you can see that the base, some water jar or old water jar, and we have put this on a big cement pot and decorate some stones and put some different kinds of varieties of Sansevierias. So these are some of the Sansevierias or snake plants that I have propagated during this pandemic crisis, and we will gonna propagate this kind of or variety of Sansevieria because that one is already been overcrowded. So we will gonna propagate that Sansevieria. So this is the Sansevieria that we will gonna propagate. But first of all, I will gonna show you first the materials that we will gonna use. So we will gonna use a scissor, and we will gonna use this knife for cutting or chopping, and we will gonna use this cellophane bag for our container. And for our soil, we will gonna use some loam soil and some animal manure and some rice hull. So we will gonna mix that all together for our soil. So these are the materials that we will gonna use for our propagation of our Sansevieria. Well, this is the Sansevieria or snake plant that we will gonna propagate. As you can see that the root system has already swelled or bulk, so that's why it will be difficult for us to remove this entire snake plant or Sansevieria out of this pot. So we will gonna use some scissors and we will gonna cut this cellophane plastic bag and we will gonna remove the Sansevieria so that we can already propagate. So we will gonna cut now the Sansevieria part using this scissor. So we are done now removing our plastic bag, and the method that we will gonna use for propagating the Sansevieria or snake plants is by separation. So the reason why we are using this method, because for me, in my experience, I have also tried propagating using the method of leaf propagation. That is when you cut a portion of a leaf and we will gonna plant this directly on a soil, or we will gonna water propagate this. So in my opinion, that method is not very effective, because I have propagated maybe at least 10 pieces of leaves, and most all of the leaves that we have water propagate and we have planted directly on the soil died, and only just a couple of leaves, or maybe 1 or 2 leaves out of 10 that will survive. So that's why I recommend you, if you want to propagate your snake plants or Sansevieria, use the method of separation. So we will gonna use this knife for chopping and cutting these roots and rhizomes, so that we can separate this Sansevieria snake plant. So we will gonna cut or chop now. So guys, we are already done separating our Sansevieria or snake plant. So the next step is we will gonna transplant now our Sansevieria to our temporary cellophane container. So guys, we are ready now for transplanting, and first we will gonna put some soil in our plastic container. So first we will gonna put some soil like this. So make sure the depth of soil you want to transfer. So maybe we're gonna put 1 to 2 inch of soil first, and then we will gonna measure the depth of the plant that we want to transplant. So since this Sansevieria has long and thick roots, so we will gonna cut in here. So we will gonna use this knife. Okay. See, like this. So like this, and then we will gonna put already some soil. Okay. So just like that, and we will gonna transfer or transplant the rest of the Sansevieria or snake plant just like what we did. So guys, we are already done propagating our Sansevieria snake plant. So we have produced about 2, 4, 6, 8 Sansevieria snake plant in just one container before. So the next step is we will gonna water this thoroughly and make sure that do not expose this Sansevieria first on the elements. So too much sunlight and too much rain. So we will gonna avoid that first, because this Sansevieria is very sensitive because we have just transplanted this. So I hope that you have liked this video, and please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I make a video. So this is PlantTube channel, and thank you for watching.